Hey guys. So basically I can't really say anything. We're gonna be playing oops. We're gonna be playing Touhou. Everyone knows Touhou, right? Give me a second. Yep. Basically, I'm just gonna I suppose playing TF2. I'm sorry if I'm a little quiet. It's probably because this game you need to focus on it. It's not something you can do while talking. You start we got a power up. For the people who are not know, this type of game is called a bullet hell, where pretty much, a bunch of pellets come at you, and you gotta dodge it. And you think the character sprite, which in this case is Rainbow, would be, you getting hit. But actually, there's a hitbox right here, cancels you getting hit. So that's pretty cool. So that pretty much allows you to, dodge these insane patterns. Go. That's stage 1. Usually, Touhou goes in stages where you fight like a mid-stage boss, usually either a random character or the boss itself. And something I really like, actually, is that if you're, pressing the Z button, which is automatic fire, pretty much it's like, not as strong, but if you were to shift or focus, you focus all your you focus your attacks to, one area, which can allow you to do maximum damage. So, that's pretty cool. Sorry, but it's sick. I want riding outside on my skateboard. And I don't have allergies, I do think. But my eyes were pretty puffy, and my board died on the way back, so it was pretty awkward. So, as you can tell, I'm not going to try to read this. You can read, right? Unless some blind person's watching this. Which is ironic, because Ruma is a yokai of the dusk, and she can't really see that well. And thus comes in the joke that she kind of eats anything that bumps into her sight, kind of like a... I don't know, what was the joke? There's a lot of animals who are, surprisingly blind, and where you say, oh, it's kind of like blind as a bat. Bats aren't blind. I mean, they're not blind per se, it's just that due to the fact that they use echolocation, it led to the common myth that they are blind, but not really blind. They just use echolocation. I mean, if they were blind, how would they fly around, especially if they're not inside of a cave? Because usually there's a lot of places around the world that sure they run around in the dark, but they don't really actually do it. Use echolocation because usually echolocation is kind of like a specific, hyper-specific towards, caves. Yeah, especially if you've seen, I think this is kind of popular, back in, 2020 or 2021 or anything in between that time, because it was kind of crazy, as you could probably know. But there was, a 12-foot bat they found in, Malaysia, that was kind of, human shape. And it was daytime when that picture was taken. I mean, of course it had to be taken in daytime, because if I found that at night, I would probably be scared for my life. And hey, we did it. scared for my life. Trust me. And we're over here, stage 2. Big Elf. Water Magnus. Running up against the fighting devil character. But, yeah. You'd be surprised how many myths are, like, spread, and it's a lot harder to do it. I mean, it's a lot easier to disprove a lot of it, but it's a lot harder, like, not to disprove it. Especially with the age of the internet. Almost at max power. So it's especially hard, like, to disprove a lot of myths, especially very outgoing. And, like, you could really say the same thing, like, alright, conspiracy theories, you know, dumb, right-wing, whatever. Oops, I'm getting political. Let's not do that. I mean, like, even so, there's a lot of things you have to take, like, especially if you live in, like, some really harsh internet-heavy place. Like, censorship place, I meant to say. But, it's a mid-boss. It's really harsh. Like, for example, I read 1984 not too long ago. I mean, not too long ago. I mean, like, 4 to, like, 5 months ago for, like casual English reading. And it was a really good book. And it really gives you, like, the mindset on how, like, most of these, like, regimes even happen, especially because it's a really good book, as in you can really interpret anything from it, whether the world of, like, Oceania is really just kind of like its own section of the earth, and not really all it believes to, kind of like North Korea, where, you know, there's a lot of things told to you, and because you're, like, born into the nation, you wouldn't know if it was true or not. Or is it really true that everything they're telling you, like, you know, there's an entire war going on between, like, the former states of, you know, North America, South America, and, you know, a second scramble for Africa is happening, and Japan took over, like, most of East Asia, I believe, you know, like, the modern states of, like, China and Korea. North, South Korea, not just Korea. Full power, let's go. Yeah, it's a really good book. You should go read it. It's a nice read. And I remember there's one quote said by George Orwell himself. It was like, in a time of lies, telling the truth is like a revolutionary act. And oh look, funny. Very, yeah. It's Chono, or however you pronounce that. That's that. Basically, yeah, on top. Yeah, it's really getting, like, strange out in the world. And I'm just rambling out of my mouth today. It's kind of odd that I just said, oh, I'm not going to be talking too much because, you know, Bold Hills require you to not be talking, like, completely you be in focus, and I'm just babbling my mouth about, like, the world and politics. Like, not really politics. I mean, like, I hate politics. I mean, like, I was in politics, obviously, like, you have to be in politics, especially back in, like, 2020, especially when, like, Russia invaded Ukraine. You have to be like, oh, do you support them or not? Ooh, I nearly got there. Support them or not, or everything like that is justified, are they trying to bring back the Soviet Union, whatever, yada yada. Basically, picking a side is just boring at this point. 2020 was a wild year. This is where I use a bomb. Bombs are kind of like a get out of jail free card. I kind of misused that, but luckily I had a bomb from defeating the mid boss. Oh, there you go. This spell card is a lot easier than anything. And I got a second line from again full power. So basically, usually like, oh, this is gonna be so weird because I actually got an editing software to edit down my videos because watching all my videos are just too long. I mean, like, watching my videos they're too long and just wow, they're just too long and me just rambling or stuff that really need to be editing. Oh, hey, look, Shanghai Scarlet Tea House, my favorite level. Probably just because of music. I really like Touhou music. I mean, like. I actually think I'm gonna complete it in one run. I have 3 lives, and I think I'm doing rather good. I'm like, oh, you completed this like once, and I just never came back to it. No, other than that, I think I'm just doing rather good, especially because I'm, gonna post this to the channel. I'm gonna have to edit down, like, actually make a thumbnail instead of putting some random, like, picture on it. Whoa. Picture on it. And if I do actually complete it today, I could do, like, the extra level and post that up, but that's gonna require me to actually practice. And usually, if you know me personally, which probably a lot of people know my YouTube channel, probably know me personally, I don't like to practice and I usually wing it. I mean, like, I do like to practice in many things, especially because practice makes perfect, all that stuff. But usually if I'm like doing something that could easily be done, like for example spelling test, my boss doing something like a spelling test. I mean, like, I used to be really bad at spelling, especially back in the day. Oh, well, with my handwriting, it just sucked. Like, I cringe whenever I look back at my old handwriting. Especially in elementary school, especially because I mixed up so much, like, internet slang with my actual, like, human. Because I used to be, I don't know, not the weird kid in school, but obviously not like nerd. Like, I had like so many interests, especially in Undertale, like Five Nights at Freddy's, because you just can't. Bro, I thought, oh, memory's probably gonna be actually hard, but it's really weird to look back at it because, I mean, like, I wouldn't blame myself for getting into it because they were just like the popular thing at the time, and especially because I watched like Five Nights at Freddy's evolve from the ground, from like the first game, watching like Markiplier play it and a bunch of other YouTubers just play it along with me, like actually like seeing the trailers and like the teasers. It was really fun to talk about it, like at the school bus as a kid, especially because you could argue all you want, but I still believe in my like child brain that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is like the scariest and at the same time the best game, because usually in Five Nights at Freddy's there's a way to defend yourself, and it probably just got more progressive after Five Nights at Freddy's 1 has ended and everything went back. That Scott, the creator of the game, Scott Coughlin, he just kind of stopped relying on like a way to completely defend yourself, because in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 you don't have the doors system that was present in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, and you have the mask and the flashlight and the music box. You have to micromanage all this stuff at the same time, and it's very easy to mess up on like one thing. I might actually have to focus for this one. But like so many things are micromanaged, especially got worse like Five Nights at Freddy's 3 with the introduction of like phantoms, which were like if you don't know, were pretty much like fake animatronics that would mess you up with like, you know, Springtrap just gutting at you, and you have like and especially with the audio lords present in Final Fantasy Freddy's 3, it would obviously, you wouldn't be 100% guaranteed, if I remember correctly, from like one of the I think 420 modes, I believe. Like, it isn't 100% guaranteed that Springtrap will go there, and especially if he gets in like one defense and he gets to camera 1, you literally have no other choice. A second, I'm just gonna claw my way out of this. You just have no other choice. No other choice but to just like stall him out, and especially if it gets right next to your door. Springtrap's scary. Don't get me started on Final Fantasy Freddy's 4. Good memories, man. I wish I could go back to being a kid, but I'm evolving. Not literally, but something like that. Growing up, workers are going home. No, that's a song from Weezer. My name is Jonas. From song after Blue Album. And despite what a lot of people say, Weezer is actually a really respected band in like the rock genre. That's weird coming from me, but in fact, the Blue Album is like one of the most influential rock albums. I wasn't paying attention there. I would have got it. I would have got a hint. Oh, I got it. It didn't even matter. But basically, it's a really influential album. You should listen to it. And like a lot of really good songs in there. You know, you got the Buddy Hollies, but you have like the In the Garages, My Name is Jonas, The World Has Turned and Left Me Here, and Only in Dreams, which is probably one of the best outros. And I haven't gotten around to actually listening to Pinkerton, which is like one of the best album they produced. But yes, okay, let's go. One of the best albums they like produce, like their best albums, but not like, it's kind of like, you know, the meme. You want to appreciate it right now, but your kids will. Stage 4, dang. I should have save the mind. It's gonna be a little hard because I'm right next to sunlight. No, that's what I'm talking about. This is the point where it's kind of gonna get a little harder, and I might have to start using bombs a little more frequently in order to clear the screen. Right there. I mean, like, I got a bunch of lives, so I don't have to use a continue, and I'm really good at, like, just have to start hitting shift all the time. And in this game, like, in just in Touhou 6, but there's no point of collection, pretty much, if you were to... I'm starting to show my incompetence. Not now. Pretty much in Touhou, there's a line usually up to like the top of the screen where if you were to go up, you would collect all like the major power-ups like you see here. This is like the points and powers. Basically, if you were to go that, it pretty much streamlines it, but because the Touhou 6 was the first Windows game that wasn't on PC 98, pretty much an old like computer brand in Japan. It obviously has leniency from, you know, not being as early developed. I'm using a patch right now. This is where my run end. I'm using patch right now because in Touhou 6 originally there isn't any you can't view your hitbox, so I added a patch for that because I just it's a lot easier to like not. I don't. I just want to say last night. I don't want to try and like try to eyeball it because please correct me if I'm wrong, but I just genuinely believe like Old House fell out of like kind of out of fashion. I would say so. Whoa. But not really out of fashion. It's because like Undertale, which I'm gonna have to loop back to Undertale and my childhood interests, but Undertale was inspired heavily by like Touhou, especially when it comes to some of their characters. And I'm pretty sure Toby Fox actually met Zum, the creator of Touhou. So at one point back in Undertale's heyday, and that's pretty cool actually. But you could obviously tell how Touhou influences Undertale, especially with their combat sections. Okay, we're at our last lives. If I somehow survive here, it's gonna be it's literally we're gonna be so back. But if it fails, I'm ready to call quits here. Because this is a good practice run. Like I said, you could obviously tell them. Oh, I'm out of full power already. That's good. But you can obviously tell influences because you know Undertale has such a unique. I'm trying to find a word for it. Unique battle style, unique presentation. That's the word. Unique presentation, and obviously, you know, it's kind of like a dose of melancholy every single day. That you know, a lot of indie devs try to copy Undertale's like rhyme and rhythm and success without finding their own like real style. And it's just like Undertale too. Well, you could say it for the name for like Deltarune, but Deltarune's a lot more story focused, and you could say like the choices between Undertale and like Deltarune, because like Undertale you have complete control over it, control over like everyone's actions and like your outcomes, while Deltarune's like already set in place. It's really understandably, it obviously makes sense to copy something that's popular. It's popular because you know that's how you gain new fans, and that's how you get people interested in your stuff. But at the same time, it comes with the cost that as soon as like you could say the same for like Doom, because Doom, Quake, really popular. They're literally like the forefathers of many stuff, including Wolfenstein. I can't forget Wolfenstein. But those three games created by id Tech back in the 90s and 80s are pretty much like the main reasons why a lot of stuff exists right now. Like you could say even Team Fortress 2, which was originally a Quake mod, which got picked up by Valve, which they used which used the source engine, which was originally gonna use the new Quake, I believe, Quake 2 engine, or maybe Quake 3, I don't know, off the top of my head, but basically, literally, a lot of things are amazing. I'm pretty sure at a point, Doom was installed in more computers than actual, like, Microsoft Windows OS. That's crazy. But it's crazy, and you even got a commercial of like Bill Gates dressed up in a trench coat, holding a shotgun in E1 M2. I think it's the command center. And center was like, these games are surely getting realistic. Hey, get out here! She's a zombie man. And that's where I'm done. Yes, I can. Let's see if I can break this record. So we're just gonna put PT TT, that's where I'll stand. I'll score. Sure, why not? 1 TT. And that's where I'm just gonna end it today. Nothing more, nothing more. Let's see, I'm gonna go edit this now.